Hello, Sagittarius. I am doing a series of readings to help offer some words of power for people who may not be feeling so empowered right now. Um, Lots of stuff going on in the world that have us feeling a little bit shaky and not really on solid ground. Are we ever on solid ground is the question. Um, we live on planet Earth, so we've got tectonic plates that are constantly shifting and moving just a little bit beneath us. So, you know, I don't know. But let's take a look. We're going to look at the Rider Waite as well as several oracle decks and see what comes through that might be of some use for us. Okay. So let's see what we've got. Sagittarius, I've got the Six of Wands in reverse. Under the deck, I've got the Queen of Cups in reverse. So someone has not been getting the recognition that they are rightfully deserving of. And as a result, they have kind of closed themselves off from the hurt of that. This could be in a job situation. This could be in a workplace's job situation. It could be a relationship. This could be in a family. Someone has been putting a lot of effort into showing up for others emotionally and caring a lot for others, and they have not been recognized for that. So therefore, they are cooling it down. They're backing up a little bit, becoming emotionally distant, and not being so readily available. I feel like when you're pouring out so much of yourself and you're not getting that recognition, it can put you either on one of several paths. One of them being that you just keep pouring out more and more until you get that recognition and you become dependent on that, which, in the hands of the wrong person, especially if you come across some narcissistic personalities, you become codependent and, you need them to feed you recognition. And that is used very often to take away our power and make us feel as if we're only as valuable and worthy as the amount of attention that we're getting and recognition that we're getting. And when you don't get that recognition, you try to pour out more love and more love and more um, effort or that emotionality, and you get less and less, and it becomes a tool to manipulate. So let's see what other messages we can get to build on this. Okay. Sagittarius, words of power. I've got passion and pleasure. And under the deck, we have gates of triumph. Okay. So I feel like this backing up from expecting others to give you recognition for who you already are is going to give you the strength that you need, the energy that you need, and the time and space to focus on your own life. On this card, there's a woman, she's just dancing. She's looking up at the moon. So that she's just like letting herself go. And she is enjoying herself. Or he, this could be a man, enjoying yourself, dancing to the music of life. And you're not worried about what other people are saying. Take that love and passion and energy that you're giving towards others in very empty, vapid places and feed that to yourself because you need it. You need it. Sometimes the people that give out the most love and give out the most emotionality are the people that need it the most. And very seldom do they get it back. And they're naturally attracted to empty spaces or places where people are not able to give that back, or they just don't choose to. And they're trying to fill up that space because getting that one bit of validation would be very healing for them to work through some stuff. But you can heal yourself. You will get much success and triumph, and you will find that light that you're looking for. You'll find that joy that you're looking for when you pour that on yourself instead of trying to be, so down for or loyal to this other thing or being or person that's not returning that to you. Be that for yourself and look at and watch how much things shift for you. Just first in your mental space, and then you'll see it trickle out into your life. Try it. Try to put some of that same energy into yourself. Oh, I love myself. I respect myself. I'm going to be dedicated to myself. I'm going to try to do right by myself no matter what, no matter how bad I feel about myself, whether I think I deserve it, whether I think I'm good enough. Oh, I'm comparing myself to this, that, and the third, but I'm still going to be down for myself and try to do right by myself and watch how that changes your life. Let's take a look at the mermaids and see what we can get. We've got playtime and under the deck, mother healing. All right. So this to me is speaking to spending some time in nature, enjoying nature, going outside, whether that could be going for walks, if you anything that you enjoy doing, if it's exercising, if it's crafts, reading, especially in this time where we're all kind of being asked to stay in one spot and stay inside and lock yourself away. For people who are prone to depression, which this could also be a sign of, like closing off your emotion and kind of becoming raw and like cold, that's not a healthy thing. You can be distant from others and keep from spreading things, but still spend some time going for walks, um, getting out in nature, and allowing that healing energy from Mother Earth to invigorate you. That's another thing, is that when you don't get that kind of love and nurturing that you're not getting from other people, sometimes that comes from trauma from relationships with your mother, where you were not nurtured and you were not given that unconditional love and support that you needed as a child or even as an adult. And so we find people that we can try to reenact this with and get it from. And if you had an emotionally distant mother, you're going to find emotionally distant people who can try to give you what you never got from that person, which, if you survive that, you may have seen that you never ever got that from your mother. How much less would you be likely to get that from a person who's not even biologically connected to you and who has never shown you that they're capable of giving that to you? So you're doing the right thing by backing up and cutting off that energy and giving that to yourself. And that will be very healing to you, especially, if you weren't able to get that energy from your mother, instead of trying to find that in other people who are emotionally distanced or people at all, really connect with your source within. You can call that God, you can call that spirit, whatever it is for you. Connecting with Mother Earth is also very healing, and connecting with that energy of abundance and nurturing and care and provision can be very healing as well. Next card, we'll do mystical wisdom. Okay, we have moving forward, get ready for positive change, and invite serendipity underneath the deck. So, part of this focusing on yourself and trying to enjoy your life and enjoying all the things that make you who you are is going to move you forward into a positive space. I mean, I'm not kidding. When you do that, you will start to see this ripple effect in your life where just taking that little bit of energy that you were pouring out in empty spaces and getting nothing in return and pouring it to yourself, where you know for a fact that you would appreciate getting that and receiving that kind of energy because you didn't have it before, will start to change things around you. And you'll feel like a unicorn. You'll be having serendipitous things, and it'll seem like things are just happening for you in ways that they never did before. Like you'll just have good luck or happy things will happen. And yes, and in a sense that is happening, but also your perception has changed. How you see yourself will have changed. And so the things that you're doing will change, and you will naturally attract and put yourself in places where those things can happen. When you're trying to get people who are not capable of returning the affection and attention and devotion that you give to them back to you, you're going to attract situations that mirror that, meaning you're going to be treated as if you don't have value. You're going to be isolated. You're going to feel like you're constantly running, and trying to prove, and get nothing in return and never be good enough because you're surrounded by people who are in that energy that do those things. When you shift that, you'll put yourself in it'll be like you're in a new world. Okay. Let's take a look at the angels of abundance. Okay. Ooh, right away. It is safe for you to receive and release resentments about money. Okay, under the deck, we have obstacles and blocks are lifted. Yes. So when you make this shift to really appreciating and loving on yourself and being there for yourself, you are opening yourself up to receive wonderful things from the universe, lots of resources. It's always been there, but you're blocking yourself by your belief that you have to prove yourself, that you have to jump through all these hoops and get certain people to approve of you first. And when you do that, um, it opens you up to get things. You might even be experiencing resentment about money. You might be thinking that, money is just bad and that only selfish people want money. A lot of times, people that are very giving and loving and caring feel guilty for taking anything for themselves. And this includes money. So, it's almost impossible to not have that energy about that and then not have it about finances, which is literally just a manifestation of an energy of receiving. So if you find it very difficult for you to take from others, or not take but just receive, allow people to give you things. This is kind of ironic, because with you giving to try to receive back, you're going to people who are not capable of giving. And it's almost like it's a cycle of which you're just pouring yourself out, because you won't get anything. Subconsciously, you won't get anything back, and you're feeding into a loop. But when you break that loop and you start feeding that energy into yourself, now you're giving and receiving to yourself, even if it's just a closed loop for you. Like I said, connect with source, spend time in nature, connect with, Mother Earth, Gaia, whatever you want to talk to, Shekinah, the Holy Spirit, and that will help you as well in that receiving, and that will open up and release blockages and obstacles about finances coming in, because you might be subconsciously blocking yourself from receiving, just like you might be blocking yourself from receiving love and care and genuine relationships. You're blocking yourself from receiving funds. You're going to feel that somebody else is more deserving. You're always waiting for it to come in, but you don't believe you should have it. So let's look at the Wisdom Oracle. I've got Clean It Up, and under the deck, we've got Thinker. Okay. So this to me is talking about what we just said, taking a look at some of what our beliefs are, how we think about ourselves, how we view work, the things that we work for, and what we deserve in return, and changing some of those beliefs so that they're more in alignment with what we want. If you want to receive love and you want to receive the recognition that you deserve in the form of love, in the form of money, in the form of attention, in the form of resources, in the form of joy, and, mutually beneficial relationships, you have to change and clean up the corners and the dust that's collected that makes you feel as if you don't deserve it, and that you're only good enough to give and never receive back. This, once again, goes back to those mother relationships that we have sometimes with emotionally distant, non-nurturing parents, that makes us have to seek that. We're always looking for that and trying to replay that. All right. So that's something to look into. And that came up twice. Let's get Sacred Rebels. We have Follow Your Own Rhythm. Yes, this goes back to that passion and pleasure where we're talking about, dancing around the fire, looking at the moon, dancing to your own song. Defend to the end the worthwhile under the deck. You are worthwhile. The same way that you would defend others and give your last and, rob Peter to pay off Paul and give this and that for others, you deserve that for yourself. You deserve that for yourself. And this is not telling you to be selfish and just only care about yourself, but it's saying to care about yourself enough that the same things that you would do for others, the same love and sacrifice that you give to others, you would give to yourself as well. Because I'll tell you, one thing that I've personally learned, being a person who tends to be in this energy, and I have in the past, and I still struggle with that sometimes, is we think that we're being the embodiment of love and sacrifice and so on, and we're only a good person if we would just give ourselves totally away for someone else. And yes, that is one of the highest things you can do, is to give your life for another, to give away yourself for another. But if you cannot do that for yourself, you don't value yourself enough to do that, that is one of the most unkind things we could do for ourselves. because we have violated ourselves. And can we truly give and love and be for others when we are not able to do that for ourselves? Is that where it's coming from? Or is it coming from a different place? If nothing else, you are worth it. You are worth defending to the end. You are worth being down for and rolling out for and doing whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that you are healthy, that you have your needs met, and that you are able to show up in the world in the way in which you are meant to show up. That's what you're here for. And you owe it to yourself to be the guardian and the guidance of that energy that you carry within you, that light that you are. When you're willing to let that light die because you want to help someone else, in a way, you know, in a way, you're saying that you don't value your own light enough. Do you think that someone else's light is better than yours? We all have, none of us are better than others, but we are all called to the task of keeping our own light burning, keeping our own lamps filled with oil, and keeping that going. When we let that die out because we think somebody else's lamp should burn brighter than ours, we do a great disservice to ourselves and we do a great disservice to the people around us, okay? So following your own rhythm, listening to that light within is very important right now. That's your power. That is the source of your power. It is literally your power source within you. It's the thing that wakes you up every day, keeps you going, keeps your heart pumping, lungs expanding, immune system working, okay? Peace Oracle, we have the transformation card and we have acceptance. All right. So this is a radical shift for you into accepting yourself for who you are, loving yourself for who you are, regardless of what anybody else has to say about it, regardless of if you get any nurturing, regardless of what you do or don't get, being for yourself what you're not able to get from others. It's beautiful and it's wonderful when we have people around us who are willing to love us and see us and value us at the same level that we do, if we love ourselves. But when we have people who see us and love us at the same level that we do, and they don't show us love because we don't love ourselves and we've attracted people who don't love us, then that's not helpful. And this powerful transformation that you're undergoing is shifting you into your fullest sense of joy and being. This acceptance card, this woman is just looking dead out. She's loving herself. She's feeling herself because she accepts herself, the beauty of her soul, the beauty of her being. And it just is. It doesn't matter if this one, that one, or that one agrees. It just is. And she knows it. And she's secure in that. It could be a he too. Loving that, living that, surviving off of that, being empowered by that, literally powered by that. That flame is burning bright. Alrighty, Sagittarius, that's what I have for you. Thank you for joining me on this video where we may be dazed, but we are not confused. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.